Hello, I am so happy you're here. In today's video, I want to share with you 3 specific things that you can do to reprogram your mind instantly. And this is, well, I'm just going to say it. I specialize in reprogramming the subconscious mind. I'm not going to go into the whole diatribe here of my background. You can check me out. But I personally had struggled with negative thoughts, poor self-image, feeling insecure, and I wanted to learn a fast way that I could actually reprogram my subconscious to wire it for success. And that's actually what I want to show you here today. So if you are new to me and in a space, this is all about living limitless. I want to get out of limited thinking and teach you how to actually live into being limitless, because that is what we truly are. We are limitless beings who are intended to live to come from potentiality and possibility. So I want to share with you guys today very quickly how we're going to do this. So one, let's just set the framework here. Your mind is set up for survival. It only knows what you've taught it. Okay, that's one. It only knows what you've taught it. I really want you to think about your mind as a computer program. It is Google. You are programming it. You are telling it everything that you want it to know and believe to be true about you. Every thought creates for you or against you. So this is how this goes. So one, your mind is set up for survival. Your mind is never going to have you do something you've never done before. Your higher self will guide you to those things. A desire on your heart, you will get inspiration. You could maybe watch somebody on stage or somebody on YouTube and go, I want to do that. But if you've never done it before, your mind is going to come up with every reason why you shouldn't. And it will do everything to stop you, because your mind is only a construct of what you've experienced as a human being. Your mind is nothing more than the stories you've told it. And as I tell my clients and everyone in my community, and that includes you, the only truth that exists is the one that you believe and the one that you tell yourself is real. So if you are telling yourself something that doesn't feel good to you, it's not meant for you. That's the rule of thumb here, okay? If you are telling yourself something that doesn't feel good for you, it's not meant for you. Next, what's so important to understand, follow this train. Your thoughts are not real. You are just a thinker of your thoughts. Your thoughts are not you. A thought, right, creates a belief in 17 seconds. In 17 seconds, that belief comes on a track. We have 80,000 thoughts a day, 60,000 of them are negative. All of a sudden, that belief adds into those tapes, okay? That belief is then going to inform decisions that you're going to make, and those decisions inform the identity that you create about you, and that identity informs behaviors, actions that you take. And those actions are in direct correlation to who you believe you are, which is why I am so hell-bent on supporting you in creating and shifting your identity into who you want to be by your design, not by default, not by culture, not by society, not by family dynamics, not by teachers or siblings or what your friends told you were true about you or your spouse or whatever. But this is about you designing it, because we get to design ourselves and our lives from the ground up. However, from birth, as a master hypnotherapist, and this was fascinating. I have so many stories I can tell you about going back to bringing people into hypnosis and back into the womb where they would actually started to create beliefs. So in psychology, our subconscious mind, which is what drives 95% of our actions, our subconscious mind stops forming at the age of 10. So from the womb until 10 is essentially what's created all of our beliefs about ourselves. And so we are all running around, when we all talk about inner child work, and when you have say you have a confrontation with somebody and they go, it's like I was talking It's like they reverted back to being a child, or it's like I was talking to a 10-year-old, because because they were triggered and dropped back into their core wounds. They dropped back into, essentially, their inner child was the one speaking to you, reacting to you, especially those who have never done self-development, self-improvement work, that haven't actually gone into therapy or had coaching of any kind or any sort of healing. So they will react, and you will sit there and go, I don't know what just happened. I was talking to a grown adult in front of me, and I felt like I was talking to a child, and they were having like a tantrum. Like, it just, right? And I mean, we saw this with Will Smith. I mean, we saw this. We can go into so many different scenarios that I could talk about that have gone mainstream, where you just literally see the person reacting as their inner child fully and completely, and it's shown to the whole world. I'm not going to go there right now. That is an example. So, going back into this. So I'm going to start. So our mind is set up for survival. It's just set up to keep you safe. I didn't say safe and happy. I said safe. What does that mean? Your mind, it's like a thermostat setting. It gets set at like 76. You might increase it, but then you end up going back. That's when you lose the weight, but you gain it back. You get the raise, but then you spend all the money. We end up going back to where our safety is, our comfort level. Now, your comfort level is directly correlated with your nervous system. Your nervous system, even if you don't like it, and even if it doesn't make you happy, your nervous system now has a response setting here where it goes, this is our safety zone. Again, doesn't mean you're happy, doesn't mean you're, achieving like all the things. Your nervous system's going to keep you here. This is why we have a higher threshold for pain than we do for happiness. There's a great book that demonstrates this. It's called The Upper Limit by Gay Hendricks. And he talks about how as humans, we have a higher threshold for pain than we do for happiness. And this is why when things seem to be too good, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And we're sitting there and we're going, wait a minute. And this is something else that I teach. It's called the nuanced narrative, or a sponsoring thought. In psychology, we will have, and this is often my clients and the women in Limitless Academy and in my reinvention program will say, Melissa, but consciously, I'm really ready to go big, or like I'm ready for the money, or I'm so happy in my relationship and I don't know why I started that argument, or I did this and then I sabotaged myself and I was feeling so good. What happened was there was a part in them that said, this is too good. It's too peaceful. There's too many good things happening here. It didn't feel safe. So their nervous system needed to create a problem to bring them back to safety. Remember, we are animals by nature. We are set up for survival. And so as animals by nature, we want to go back to our comfort even if we don't like it. We were taught out of the womb to conform. We were not taught to celebrate our uniqueness. We were taught, dress like this person, get these grades, this is what's good, this is what's not, look like this, don't look like that. You need to go to these schools. By this age, you're going to be this. By this age, you need to be married. You need to have children. This is what's deemed acceptable. This is when you're going to retire, right? So everything was to get away from being unique. Well, what I'm doing is I want to bring you back to wholeness. I want to bring you back to the truth of you before you ever thought you were less than, and to understand that the divinity lives within you, and what is unique about you are your superpowers and are what are epic about you and is what's going to liberate you and bring you all the wealth, all the happiness, your ideal health, your ideal body. Anything you've ever wanted comes from you coming home to you. This isn't about fixing you. This is about you remembering the truth of you. So in reprogramming the mind, we want to come back to, well, what do I know to be true about me? What do I want to believe? And here's where Neville Goddard and the law of assumption comes in, really understanding that there are spiritual laws and principles that come into the energetics to help us to understand how to operate and create a world that supports us and is magical and is everything that we want it to be. This is where you understand that anything that you assume to be true is what you will experience, and that everything in life is mirroring you. Your partner is mirroring you, your colleagues are mirroring you, your children are mirroring you, strangers on the street are mirroring you. People in social media are mirroring you. They're mirroring who you believe to be, the level of success you believe, the energy that you carry, what you believe to be true about you is what you will be experienced reflected back to you, right? And so I was also sharing with a client earlier, we were talking about self-promoters and people, and I said, people only know the story that you tell them about yourself. And people only know, right? Because she was saying she was struggling with celebrating herself. And I go, but people only know the amazing things that you do when they tell, no one's a mind reader. Nobody knows the life behind closed doors. So in order for you to build your own self-worth, you also have to see and celebrate the incredible things about you. And that's a part too about supporting in the narrative. So your inner narrative, your self-concept, your identity is what's creating for or against you at all times. So to reprogram the mind, I really want you to understand that your mind is nothing more than a construct of human consciousness. All the stories, all the beliefs that you have about who you are is what's going on up here. And I always give my clients and the women in my community, i.e. you, the analogy of when you are wanting to reprogram your mind, I want you to think of your mind, the ego, right? The human construct, as it's the jury. And you are coming in and you are literally saying and speaking into what you want to create. And then you are impressing upon the jury why. You're giving all the evidence why this is a good thing. So if you're wanting to kickstart new healthy habits, you're going to go, I now get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. or 7 a.m., whatever time you want to get up. And I love it. You want to know why I love it so much? It makes me feel so good about myself. By 9 o'clock, I've already taken care of me. I went and did a workout. I was outside. I got some time in the sun. I connected in. I prayed. I feel so healthy. I feel connected. Life is flowing better. I love getting up early and I love going to bed even earlier. And you're feeding and you're giving all the evidence. Why do we do that? I call it stacking the evidence because it also stacks the benefits. And when you train your mind and you tell it why it's good and why you love doing what you're doing, instead of going, I just started this new health routine and I have to I can't eat this and I can't eat that. And then my doctor said, so your ego's going, well, we're not going to do that. That's not what you want to do. You're not giving it any reason. But when you stack the evidence and you stack the benefits and you essentially are selling your mind on why this is a good thing, and then you do it in repetition, and what I mean in doing it in repetition is you take the repetitive actions. Oh my. So you're saying it to yourself. You're stacking the evidence and the benefits. I love that I'm doing this, but then you're backing it up with an action that aligns you with that new identity, that new belief, that new inner narrative. Watch what happens, because that's how we cement in a new identity. And soon it just becomes who you be, and you don't need to think about it and do it on repeat and impress it upon yourself. Next. Yes, affirmations are beautiful, but great ways to get yourself to reprogram your mind is when you wake up in the morning, brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand and say affirmations in your mind. I am enough. I am powerful. I am successful. I do the things that scare me. And reframe the things that scare you, and I love them, and it feels so good. And you're doing your affirmations. You can even put up post-it notes that you read, and you're doing them with your non-dominant hand. What is that doing? It's creating new neural pathways that are supporting in new programs that have you to think differently and activate your brain to connect into this identity and those words. Your words, your own vocal code, right, are actually connecting in on a cellular level and coding you with that new program, a new identity. So as you're saying them while looking in the mirror, brushing your teeth, it's also your soul's recognition of yourself in the mirror, seeing yourself and hearing yourself as you say these. And you might go, well, Melissa, I'm brushing my teeth. How am I saying them? Say them internally while you're brushing your teeth, okay? The other thing that you can do to quickly shift and reprogram your mind, I want to give you some simple things that you can do. So we've talked about how to actually set the stage. You're going to create the new inner narrative. We understand how the mind is working. We can wake up, we can brush our teeth. The other thing that you can do is actually write the narrative in the I am so happy and grateful. You're writing it in the present or past tense. And you're saying, I walked into work today and everyone was complimenting me. My partner said this to me today. Today was the best day. You're going to notice that as you write your inner narrative is going to become true for you. Trust me, you're going to become addicted to this because you're going to notice that there's power in your pen. It is like a magic wand, and whatever you write down is your truth. In my reinvention program, we literally we craft everything about your identity, from how she dresses, how she eats, how she speaks, what's her ideal day, how she spends her weekends, who are her friends, what's her relationship like. We're crafting everything. It doesn't matter if you're already in it, it's like married, not married, whatever we're doing there, you're creating it, and watch, because the world ends up reflecting everything back to you. And the more that we program our mind with the inner narrative, and then we allow it, so you're writing it. As you write, by the way, for everybody that thinks they have a problem visualizing or imagining, as you're writing, visuals are happening in your mind. And that's just what happens when we write. Just like when you're driving to work, you might not think that you're a visual person, but you're imagining things in your head. You're visualizing, you're thinking, whether you're thinking about your to-do list, even as you're doing that, you're seeing yourself in the grocery store. We're imagining, we're manifesting at all times. We're casting, right? We're future casting, vision casting at all times. So when you're writing and then you're having a visual, allow it to bring joy to you. So the combination there is, I'm writing the inner narrative, I'm seeing it in my mind, and I'm bringing it to life with how it's making me feel. It feels really good. Everything I'm writing that today was the best day of my life. I'm writing that like money came to me out of nowhere. I'm writing that this person complimented me. I'm writing that like everything looks amazing that I put on today. That like today just feels magical and epic in every way, right? You're writing it, you're seeing it, you're feeling it. We're now programming your mind. Remember, the mind does not know the difference between a dream or reality. So it really doesn't. So take it as big as you want it to go. And if you have one soul vision or mission or goal that you have, maybe it's around your body, maybe it's around your purpose, maybe it's around love. You want to take that one and put it on repeat and allow an energetic activation and write about all different scenes and bring it to life each day. Watch what happens and how quickly that comes in for you. But also what you're doing there and reprogram the mind is you're creating an identity that has lived that reality. And that identity is going to inform actions that you take. And you're going to start showing up differently. And when you do that, and remember, again, the mind doesn't know a difference between a dream or reality. When you open up your mind to something that you haven't conceived before, whether you told yourself it can never happen or it's going to take too long, but you open up, one, you're surrendering control, two, you're saying, universe, God, source energy, I open up to the realm of potentiality and possibility that is here for me. And once you do that, the mind goes from being limited to limitless, and it starts bringing in, oh, she said that she's open to money coming from anywhere. It doesn't just need to come from her job. Let's give her this $1 million idea, and let's tell her to call this person today, and let's give her this book idea, and let's tell her to start a YouTube channel. And oh, look, she's not so like, she doesn't only have to, that she doesn't need to go on another diet. She's decided like, she's just choosing to be healthy. So now we're going to align her with the exact right book or program or people to inspire her. And we're going to bring it in this way. And and you're going to get all this other guidance. So that's another way to reprogram our mind, to open up to really being limitless and living in that span of potentiality and possibility, that any and all things are possible. And what would you absolutely love? and that opens you up. Now, a third beautiful way to not only support your nervous system regulation, but to also get you out of when waking up in the morning and waking up with the yesterday blues. That often happens because we've programmed ourselves the night before that we're going to wake up in disarray. So I always say the night before is actually the beginning of your next day. So what you go to bed thinking about at night, how you set the stage, what you ate, what you drank, what you wrote down. If you're going to bed, visualizing whatever you're doing is setting the stage. Just like if you tell yourself tomorrow it's going to be a bad day, or you go to bed really sad, or you watch something negative on television like the news, or you ate really late and you had disruptive sleep. However you set the stage, I always guide my clients, set the stage positively and powerfully. Go to bed, prime yourself, write out what you would love, and go to bed with the visions of what you're manifesting and what you're wanting to create. You see yourself in that future home, in your ideal body, with the money coming, whatever it is that you want, with the baby, with the blah, blah, blah. See it and go to bed that way. When you wake up in the morning, let's just say you wake up and you're all funky and you're like, I feel it, and you're comparing yourself to yesterday and I shouldn't be in it. Go into a pattern interrupt. So there are two things that you can do. One, I suggest getting a rebounder or jumping on your bed or getting outside for a walk first thing in the morning in the sunshine. We want to do a pattern interruption around your environment and put you in a different space where we're actually needing to move the body to get out of the mind and into the body to change. And as you're doing that, you are going to tell yourself, I'm doing it, I did it, I am doing it, it worked for me, it happened. You don't even need to know what the things are. And you can bring to life things that you're wanting. But you're gonna remind yourself, I'm doing it, I did it, I'm here, it's happening, it worked, it's working, everything's happening, everything is working out for me. It's all as it should be. So what we're doing right there is we're doing a pattern interruption. We're getting you out of allowing your emotions to dictate your actions. Big mistake. Your emotions are just energetic frequencies that are just moving through the body. We never want to allow our emotions to be the reason why we're not going to work out, or I didn't feel like it, or you're not going to feel like doing a lot of things. So we're going to move our body immediately into a new physical state. Right? Jumping up and down on a rebounder, going outside is beautiful because you connect in with nature. Anytime we get ourselves right out of activating the mind to go into a downward spiral, we get to catch it and release it and rewire it. Okay? And then you're going to feed it the program that you want. Now, the other that I love, I'm giving you guys all the tips here. The other that I love to do that also supports in regulating your nervous system while supporting you in reprogramming your mind is you get a giant bowl of cold water with ice cubes, and you can work your way up and do 3 rounds of 5 seconds and work your way up to 15. You're going to put your head in the ice, and when you lift your head, you're just going to take 3 deep breaths. Put your head back in, come back out, in through the nose, out through the mouth, cessation, drop back in. This calms the parasympathetic nervous system. This is supporting and regulating your nervous system, getting you, again, we're firing new neural pathways and we're getting you out. So immediately you're going, nope, I refuse to go there. I am not making myself wrong. I am not speaking that. Nope, not allowing it. And as you go and do that, it's beautiful because you can tell yourself, I'm here, I'm doing it, I did it, it's working, everything is working for me, I love myself, I am enough, it's happening, it's all here for me. I love to have internal positive dialogue connected in with a physical action that's actually changing our physiological response, right? And that's when we start to actually train ourselves. Again, we're going to go back to we're animals by nature. So you're training yourself to respond differently to life. And it is very, very powerful. And this builds self-trust with yourself, but we're also building a new identity, reprogramming your mind and supporting you every step of the way and shifting this identity into who you want to be. Remember, this is a part of my reinvention method. right? This is the #1 transformational method for women, in particular over 40, that are in transition and are ready to stop playing small, to play big in life, and to go for their dreams. Because I'm telling you, you give me a woman who feels unstoppable in her body and is connected to her body through love, right? She expands her intuition and she will be unstoppable and she will go for her dreams. Watch out, world, because this is the mission that I'm on. And the women that are showing up and doing this and are in reinvention, and it's epic, and you become an unstoppable force. Now let's go into, stay with me here, the final absolute beautiful method for reprogramming the mind. And I will do a separate video on mind movies, which I love. And it takes vision boards to a whole other level. But the other that I will always stand behind. And this is tried and true and is so powerful for reprogramming the mind. And I will also speak into my movies and subliminals on another. But for this video, the last one that I really want to do, and if you guys want me to expand upon any of these as well, please let me know in the comments below. And if you want more videos like this, let me know on reprogramming the mind and sharing with you what to do. But I want you to write the ideal you. The ideal you. Who is she? And if you don't know who she is, girl, definitely check out Reinvention or Limitless Academy. But it's beautiful, because if you don't know who you are, that's great, because who you are is not who you were at 20, who's not who you are at 30, who's not who you are at 40, and so on. And so we always get to say, doesn't matter who I was, I know I get to decide who I'm choosing to be today. And what do I want her to look like? Because often women will say to me, but Melissa, it makes me sad, like I don't know who I am. And I would say, you do know more than you're allowing yourself. It's just you've also been so many other identities along the way, a wife, a mom, a CEO, this. And so now you get to go, well, who am I? Just me. And it doesn't mean to let go of those things, because those other identities are epic, but take from those. And then who are you as you? Tell me about you. And so you're going to craft this version of you and all the things that are amazing about you. And you're going to write your future story and who she is. And it's not even your becoming, it's just your remembering, right? We're coming home. And you're going to write it, power in your pen, proven. So powerful. And then you're going to read it into your voice notes on your phone. And I'm going to share with you why this is so powerful. You're going to read it into your voice notes on your phone, and you're going to listen to it every day for 40 days. And here's why. You're the only person in the world who has your voice. Your vocal code is distinct to you. And when you hear your own subconscious programming, that's what we're doing. We're hypnotizing yourself with your own words through hearing your own story. And you can take that and you can add music to it. You can put it on a loop, right? You listen to it before you go to bed. Listen to it right when you wake up. Allow it to come to life when you're listening to it. Allow visuals to unfold. Allow in the story. Your eardrum is taking on your vocal code, which is reverberating on a cellular level and coding you with that new identity, cementing it in. And that new identity and that new story will become true for you. So you're going to listen to it for 40 days. Let me know how it goes, because the transformation is undeniable, as is your success and your happiness. So I hope you would like today's video. Let me know in the comments below. I am so in awe of all of you. I'm so happy to be here. And if you didn't know, we are doing a 30-day Next Level You challenge, which I wish I would have mentioned earlier. I meant to. It's completely free, 30 days. We're starting June 1st. I would love to have you. I hope to see you there. Share it with your friends. Spilling all the tea. You're going to join me every day at 11 o'clock live. Me here with you, and I'm going to be sharing everything from reprogramming the mind to intuitive downloads to healthy recipes as a holistic nutritionist to workouts that I do, how to get fit we're going to do, and I've also have everything linked that I use from, I know you always ask my weighted vest, what I'm drinking, everything. I'm gonna share my favorite recipes, all the things with you, spilling all the tea, no gatekeeping here, and answering your questions too. Anything that comes up for you to support you, guys, just in time for summer. Honestly, to being the best, most epic, beautiful version of you. So if you've been feeling like you're in a rut, if you're ready for a reset, a recharge, to realign, and you want to have your glow up, this is the time. We're doing all things mindset, beauty, body. It's just it's summer of success. Time to glow up. Next Level You challenge below. And I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. Again, any other videos that you want me to do, please let me know. I love being here with you. Always know I do a few lives a week, and we always have long form as well as short form videos. And I'm just always trying to bring you the things that you're asking me for. So all my love, so grateful for you. And I hope to see you in the Next Level You challenge. Bye.